All right, we'll go and get started with Justin Thomas here in the interview room, the CJ Cup in South Carolina. Justin, 200th start on tour this week. I know you saw it on social media the other day, but is that, I mean, that's something you really reflected on or thought about, or I guess what was your kind of realization? Look at that.
I definitely didn't think about it, or I didn't know or haven't paid attention. Yeah, it's just one of those things that it sneaks up on you. You know, everybody, it's the saying, everybody says how much time flies out here, but that is, yeah, it's pretty bizarre. This is my 200th start, so there's not really much else to say besides that.
Right. Well, you know, you're a two-time winner of this event, obviously on Jeju, but coming here to Congaree this week, you just played 18 holes in the Pro-Am. What are kind of some of your key takeaways so far?
Yeah, the course is really cool. I've really enjoyed it. I think it's very unique and can play a lot of different ways depending on how firm and fast it gets, or the wind directions, I think, can change a lot of the clubs off the tees. The greens are, I mean, the course is in fantastic shape, but the greens are very, very good. Can get very quick, so it doesn't look like we have a lot of wind in the forecast, so that won't let it dry out too much. But yeah, it's got a mixture of some, you know, couple short gettable holes, but I had over 245 into two separate par fours today, and I definitely haven't had that happen in a while. So it's a good test.
Perfect. All right, we'll just go right into questions for Justin. Just raise your hand. We'll get a microphone to you.
What'd you hit?
What's that?
What'd you hit on those 245-yard shots?
I hit 5-wood on both of them. I probably would have hit a 3-wood on one of them, but I had a tree in my way, so I had to turn a 5-wood around it.
And the last time you hit a fairway middle into a par 4 without wind would be age 12?
No, not that long.
13.
We've had a couple of crazy setups. I'm sure I've hit some 5-woods before, but not 245, 255 into par 5s or par 4s ever.
With the season, with the FedEx Cup, President's Cup majors over, with a wedding looming, what is your motivation for this time of the year?
To play well. I mean, to be perfectly honest, I don't know if irritated is not the right word. I guess you could just say hungry. I mean, I feel like, you know, I have a lot of guys ahead of me in the world rankings, and it's not that I don't appreciate it, but I would rather them not be there. And it's nothing on them, but it's more of a me problem than it is a them problem. So, like I said, I'm very hungry to start winning more golf tournaments. I felt for majority of the year last year, I played some really solid, consistent golf, but I just didn't win enough. And you have to win more to be at the top of the ranks, and I just didn't do that. So I just need to practice more and keep hammering it. And I think that's something to try to get off to a good start for the season this week.
Brian?
I was actually going to follow up on that. I think last year you took a lot of us by surprise when you won the Players, but you said you're really quite disappointed with your year. This year you won up it with a major, but it still doesn't sound like you're all that content with the way you played.
Yeah, I mean, if you told me every year the rest of my career I won one tournament and it was a major every year, I probably would take that. But it's just, I don't know. I mean, I think y'all know I don't necessarily put a ceiling or a limit on the things that I feel like I can achieve. And I also understand that this game is brutal and is very difficult, but also the amount of quality and depth of field that we're playing against is just getting better and better, and it's harder to win. But that being said, I still feel that I'm capable of winning multiple times a year, every year, and it's just sharpening up on a couple things and just executing better when I need to and making those putts when I need to, hitting those shots when I need to. And I feel like that's just what I didn't do the last 2 years that I have done in years past. So, yeah, a major makes it a great year, but I would have loved for it to have been a major and a couple more.
Your time for reflection is probably after the wedding, I'm guessing, but is there anything that you sense you need to tighten up in particular?
Honestly, just more. I think I just need to, I mean, I work hard, I practice a lot, I take it very seriously, but I just think, maybe just need to do a little bit more, or I don't need to revamp anything or change anything. It's such a fine line out here, and like I said, I feel like I was very close last year and played a lot of really good golf, but just maybe that little thing here or there of where I didn't quite have that confidence, that maybe just a little bit more repetition, a little bit more quality practice, if you will, could do it. But at the end of the day, I just keep putting myself in position to try to win golf tournaments, and it'll happen. And just hope to, get on one of those runs like, you see you guys do every so often.
Just to kind of stay on a negative theme for a little bit, the high is pretty obvious. Is there one tournament or moment that sticks in your craw when you look back at last year? One mulligan you'd like to have for the final round type thing?
One specific shot,
or just one Sunday, if you will.
Although it wasn't necessarily in 2022 that during the season, the Zozo I think it was at Sherwood. Was that 21? No, that was 20. That was 2020. Yeah. Just kidding. Take that back. So clearly I'm over it. It doesn't bother me at all. There was a couple. It was just little things of, I felt like I didn't maybe start off Sundays well. Like I started maybe 2, 3, 4 back. I felt like Tampa had a really good chance to win. I played with Sam and he won. He obviously played great, shot, maybe 6 or 7 under on Sunday, but I was right there with him and I felt I played just as well as he did. He made the putts that I needed to make to win the golf tournament. And, that's one I would say that I felt like I should have won or had a better chance to win, but it was the same type of thing of I was there and I maybe just put too much pressure on myself to get it done as opposed to just letting it happen like I've done more so in the past.
Yeah.
Through your U.S. team play, it seems like you've built a good relationship with Freddie Couples. Curious to get your reaction to what he did on Sunday, and were you able to see any of it?
Yeah, I was following a little bit, and then was watching that Chiefs-Bills game was on, and I was like, I scheduled my whole day of practice around it because I couldn't wait to watch it, and I think he was on 17 or 18, and Tiger called me, and he's like, "Are you watching this?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's a pretty good game," and he's like, "No," he's like, "Freddie's 11 under, and he's playing 18." And at last I looked, I think he was like 9 or 10 under. He was winning by $1 million. And no offense to Fred, love him to death, but he was going to win. I was more interested in watching the football game. And so I turned it on and watched him, stripe it off 18T, stiff an iron shot and make the putt, and talk to him some after. And, he jokes this is the best putting week of his life. We kept saying to him, you keep playing like that, you'll be just fine at the Masters next year. You'll be able to start playing some tour events again. But no, he's the best. He's so fun to be around and just joke with. And it's pretty cool to do what he did at 63 years old, or I should say 63 years young. And we're all happy for him.
Any other questions for Justin, guys? All right.
Sweet.
JT, have a great week. Thank you.